Oh yeah. Good morning. Wait, I'm coming. Hey. Good morning, good evening, good night, good whatever time it is. Seemingly, this show has me appearing from somewhere later. Let's see. Broken Souls has not fallen. As you can see, I'm able to hobble on one crutch, which is good progress on the 2 fractures on my ankle. Apparently, there were 2. We discovered that with the orthopedic surgeon the other day when I went for my second X-ray after 2 weeks. Oh yeah. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, good whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome back to Humanitarian Chronicles, right here on YouTube with me, Rasta Doc, aka Dreadlock Doc, Dr. David Wasambla. Yes, Broken Souls is living up to its name. Broken soul of the foot. Broken leg, broken one leg. And of course, and broken chicken coming very soon. You will see broken chicken. You see how many people, I don't know if you see the same thing, but many people, for some reason, decided this looks like a drumstick, like a chicken, and we have a show coming up soon. It might be called Broken Chicken because somebody actually believed it was broken chicken and believed that the book Broken Souls, the Chronicles of a Humanitarian Health Worker that has this symbol was a cookbook. Anyway, so unfortunately, or fortunately, we are living up to our name, Broken Souls, as I said, and we have broken footage today. The beginning of the show, for some reason, broke. Some of the footage disappeared or got corrupted. We don't know what happened. We recorded the whole thing on several cameras, but for some reason, the main camera didn't pick something. So if you don't see me at the beginning of the show, Nina mukde, nasishokde. Sindio? Karibuni sana. Today we have an amazing show. So welcome with me from his heart to your heart on this show, Humanitarian Chronicles, where we speak from our heart to your heart. The show that has stories from humanitarians and stories from people who have gone through trauma, have struggled through something in life, have been broken by life, are broken souls, and are coping, have coped, or are trying to cope from their hearts to your hearts, so that you can also tell us from your hearts to our hearts what you think we could have done differently in our chaos. Welcome with me, an amazing guest, Waziri Eric. He will tell you all about himself. Karibuni sana.
First, Dr. allow me to appreciate and thank the Broken Souls for the opportunity to come to the studio and to share my story that hopefully will encourage other leaders who are out there. I am from Kenya, from the village in this country of Kenya, and my name that I was given is Eric Wafuho, and my middle name is Simiyu.
Eric Simiyu.
So Simiyu meaning I was born during the dry season in December.
All right.
And interestingly, Eric and Wafuho are very interesting names because one, Wafuho is the animal that stays underground. And Eric is a name that was given to Scandinavian kings. It's a royal name that you are not allowed to use unless you're in the royal family. So one is up and the other one is down, and in the middle is a dry season. So Eric Simiyu Wafuho, I was born in western part of the country of Kenya. I went to school mostly in that part of the country. I went only to Nairobi when I came to university. After doing my studies here, I was able to also go through a mentoring program that saw me visit other East African countries. And I was based in Uganda for some period, helping young people in the University of Makerere to understand leadership concepts that will help them in their future. From working within Africa, I had the privilege of being relocated into the Caribbean. So I stayed in Jamaica for a long period. I learned reggae, I learned patois, and I learned Spanish. So I was able to work in what we call Latino Americanos with our head office in Miami. For a long period, I served there. Then I came back into Africa in humanitarian space, leading organizations in the humanitarian space for some time, rising to the level of the top executive for many of them. I was able to transition into media and began to set up media stations, radio stations, some of which I could mention, but for Kenya. I just had a passion. Even while I was in Jamaica, I was a CEO during the day. In the evening, I would go as a DJ. I would go onto the RJR, Radio Reggae Jamaica. And we help university students to connect with music as a language that helps them to put their thoughts together. So that my story is a long one, but finally, after working in many spaces in Africa, a door opened for me to enter government space. And so I joined government as the Deputy Minister of Finance for Kenya. Okay. And it was one of the major highlights that has also now given me a new lease of life after transitioning, that I'm supporting Africa at policy level in some of the programs that I'm currently involved in. So that's my journey that hopefully I'll be sharing today.
Yes.
Some of my own experiences of pain and progress that hopefully will encourage other leaders who are out there to know that leadership is not a position. That leadership is a choice, and leadership is a culture. Leadership is values that we develop over time that help us to serve our current generation and to leave a legacy for those who come after. Yes. Wow. What I have found useful is the fact that I have been able to identify 5 levels of leadership or a professional journey. The first part is what we call tactical. Tactical is the ability to use hands to move things. Is the skills you have.
And you notes.
Yes.
Wait, that can notes.
Yes. Yes. So you start at tactical. You need to have a skill to help you. You can ride a bicycle. You can do lots of things. You are at that area. Then you move into an area that is technical. You're getting reasons behind the movements of why bicycles and other things move. You are now moving into technical. Technical, you may be an accountant, you may be an engineer, you may be a doctor. From technical, you are moved into strategic as level 3. So level 3, you are organizing processes on how things can combine together to begin to make progress on behalf of an institution. You are at a strategic level. And these are mostly technical matter subjects, but are looking at cross-function. You're having doctors, you're having accountants coming together, and one leading them is not necessarily, does not necessarily understand every bit, but just knows what are the principles that you need to combine them together. Then you go into the 4th level called policy. At a policy level, you are now determining the operating environment and providing predictability that is designed to build sustainable institutions. You are now at the policy level. Most persons, most institutions, people at policy level are now called directors. You're a director of this, you're a director of that. You are, and the fellows who are called often managers are strategic, at strategy level. And so, but by the time you come into policy, you are looking at how to expand the policy environment to cause organizations to grow. So when we call you that you are the executive director of a company X, we expect you to be operating at the policy level. You are not necessarily to be hands-on with certain processes. We expect you to have empowered other people to move. And mostly when you are looking at policies, you're looking at compliance. And that is where management ends. Because management often works in a predictable environment and it is measured according to how it complies with the existing policies. Something happens, a jump from level 4 to level 5, and that is where leadership is born. Because now leadership, you are operating in an environment where the vision is clear, the mission is clear, but the pathway to success is not clear. And if you use existing systems, they might not lead you there. So it requires radical thinking without the box. It requires a separate set of energy that you must now have in order to succeed there. And when you're moving into that space, it also equips you on how to manage politics, number 5. Number 5 is the politics. That is the interface and interactions between organizations in such a way that they preserve each person's interests. They recognize and preserve. Then you are dealing with the political space, not as we understand politics, but that the politics that says manage power in such a way that you bridge the gap between power and need power and the pain. In between is the policy. You have the power to do things.
Yes.
There is pain people are going through. You need to make this power work for the people by creating policies that never existed. So that's the part that I would say that when you understand it, now you understand, okay, now my 8 to 5 as a leader has to interface in those 4-5 levels.
Yes.
There are people out there who are depending on the environment I create so that they can start working. There are people out there so that they can expand their thinking space. When they know that there are no barriers to what we are thinking, that their ideas will find their way into how the organization or the country functions. Then they start to think without second guessing you, that they have the freedom, that the ideas will be in there. So I start my day that early, that if I'm going to appear before people, I need to read a lot. So in the morning, I read a lot of books. I read lots of books for inspiration, personal inspiration. I also read some for personal expansion of my mind. That I made a decision at childhood to be the best in what I do. Never to appear into any meeting underprepared. And so I read those books. Then I go to the gym, okay? Or I go walking for about 10, 12 kilometers, so that this body, those who may have seen me before, they may not think it's me, because I managed to cut certain weight that I was struggling with, and brought myself under very strong discipline of exercise and nutrition. Because I realized that this body, my kind of work requires a lot of mobility and agility, and I just needed to be mobile, agile, and have high energy levels through good nutrition. And so right now I have a personal gym instructor. He is one who checks how I'm doing, and he's putting me on the 10-egg diet every day. I'm supposed to eat 10 eggs on top of anything else I eat.
Like is breakfast or across the day?
Across the day.
Some of us eat breakfast.
Yeah, so across the day.
Wow.
Then I now go into planning for my day. So because I'm a consultant now, so I plan for my day, starting from the evening, working backwards, so that I have some dead time around 10 o'clock. Then I go for coffee, and then after that, now I go straight into my meetings that I would have planned, I would have prepared for, and I try to fix in about 6 meetings every day. I end my day on a high. So I go home to bond with my family.
Wow.
I bond with my family before they sleep, and after they sleep, now I start working again. So I literally work up to midnight to 1, from 6 or 5 to midnight is the time. That way I'm able to balance many things, but in between I also integrate rest. So I'm closely monitored in terms of how I'm performing in my health, checking how far my body can go, but also now making sure that I'm on cutting edge of everything. Every meetings that I go to, I do briefs. I have done briefs. I document all my processes using my phone. So whenever I go into meetings, producing reports is very easy for me. Yes. So that's how my day goes. It is structured along personal renewal, personal fitness, preparation before the meetings, and then going into the meetings as they come. And then I end with my family. Then after they have rested and they failed me, then I go back now. I learned that in the evenings, you need to work for yourself. There are many people who work for companies, even if you created those companies. The companies get their own life. So our time should be dedicated to doing the things that are for you. And asking questions that no one else will ask you. I will ask myself, how am I finishing? How can I finish strong? Am I happy with what I have achieved? Are there things I wish I had done differently? What can I begin to adjust? And so I ask those destiny questions at night, so that when I go to sleep, I am dreaming strategies. My dreams are destiny dreams. I don't want to dream that my toe is stuck in a blanket.
Or your goat is chasing you.
My goat is chasing. So I literally, So in summary, that's how I have managed to punctuate, and it goes throughout the week, literally throughout the week there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. For now.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Thank
This is for you. Please enjoy it. Bookmark. The bookmark I have. When you move to a gym.
Yes.
Big gains, small gains are all good gains. 20 minutes in the gym, 1 hour in the gym, half an hour in the gym, whatever it is.
Yes.
And of course, tackling trauma together, 3 T's.
Yes.
This is for you.
Thank you so much.
Every book comes with a bookmark.
Yes.
And then other things we will figure out as we go. I will give you some stickers. I will give you some what are these called? Flyers. I don't know why they fly, but they're flyers. I'll give you some flyers, of course. There may be somebody you know who may need stickers for your car.
Yes.
If you're a biker, for your bike, for your motorbike, for your helmet, whatever, for your house. There's QR code. You scan it. This QR code takes you to whatever the QR code you see on the screen. Takes you to all our links, our website, our soon-to-be websites, our WhatsApp numbers, the contacts, the social media pages. Everything that is about us is in that one link put together. The idea was not to have too many links. You have to click. It's just one link. Click it, open it. All the links come. Click whatever you want. Even if it's social media, you want to see silliness, stupidity, ujinga, TikTok, you will find it there. So there you go. Yes, so Waziri, karibu sana, enjoy the book.
Thank you.
Anybody else now has to buy.
Yes.
You, it is free.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, how many game charge? The book comment there, then I can retrospectively send him what's up. Hey, Waziri, nimesota too much.
You've forgotten I've worked in finance, so we know how to recoup whatever. We pay for it, then we charge commission on every book that is sold.
Paul. I apologize for my atrocious comment.
No?
I'm kidding.
Proposal.
Waziri, there's a question that I think I might have forgotten. I need to ask if you don't mind, no names, but maybe like positions, cadres of people that you've worked with in the leadership space.
Yes.
As a trainer or a mentor, because you talked about mentorship, and that's one thing that for me I believe is a very core element of what we do.
Yes.
No matter where you are, you need to strive to be a mentor. You're a mentor to your children, you're a mentor to your cousins, you're a mentor to the younger ones that come to, even older ones sometimes require mentorship. That is you at home. And it's important to be able to build somebody. It's not for everybody to do, but at least to strive to make a difference in life. And part of it, mentorship basically is about creating a difference, making a difference. As you said, it's where you connect policy to pain, politics to pain, power to pain through politics, and the policy in between is what makes that difference. How? Two questions put together. One, how did you get into leadership? Was it natural? Was it some, as you said, as a young boy, you made a decision to be the best in all that you do?
Yes.
How did you get into leadership? Was it a decision? Was it inborn? Or was it something that you were pushed into and you came to love? Number one. Number two, who are the cadres, at least, or if you can share names, who are the people, the kind of people you worked with that you've mentored or that you mentor even now on a day-to-day basis when you go and do consultations? It could be companies, could be institutions, could be individuals, but cadres. How did you get to leadership? And who are the people you work with?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rithi. It's a tough question because I've been reflecting on how people get into leadership. I look at my own life from childhood. I often found myself being at the center of making decisions on behalf of. And this was very interesting. I'll tell you a story. And my dad was able to pick some uniqueness in me and began to encourage me at a very early age. One case is when I was in class 3. We had a neighbor who was disabled. Monkeys used to come and harass him. I would accompany him to the farms. So I came home and I told Dad and Mom that I'm not going to school this term. They asked me why. I said, because I want to be with Okisai. His name was Okisai. I would like to be with Okisai and make sure that when monkeys come to attack him, I deal with them. So they allowed me to miss school for a term.
Oh, wow.
And they said that this boy seems to be so structured and so passionate about the things they want to do. I look back at that particular case and I could see that leadership was rearing its head and wanting to find solutions affecting our community in a manner that I was not afraid to go to my parents. But therein I found the power that parents have if they could only but listen to their children and walk with their children and not make decisions for their children all the time, but begin to work with their children as co-creators of solutions. That was one case where I could tell that our leadership was rearing its head. At another time, we were in a high school and we ran out of money as a school. But our football team had done very well. Our volleyball team, they were to go and play. But they had to only get a few students to go and represent them in another school 40 kilometers apart.
Wow.
We found ourselves as a whole school where I was organizing ourselves at midnight to walk 40 kilometers to go and watch that game and encourage our players. We organized ourselves using the Bible on how the children of Israel moved from Egypt. We organized the infants, that is from ones. We organized them in a way that by morning we were in the school 40 kilometers away.
What?
The headmaster was surprised. The whole provincial administration was surprised. Our volleyball team no longer played a game. They played for pride.
Wow.
Not to disappoint their people.
The people who walked all that.
After we won, we told the players and the headmaster, you guys, we have to start early. You follow us. Okay? You can come later, but we started walking back to school 40 kilometers away. Yes.
Wow.
The provincial education administration said these children have taught us a leadership lesson. We cannot allow them to walk back. We have to hire buses and have to hire bulls to slaughter for these children.
Ooh. That's amazing.
So my leadership then in finding solutions for society began at that time. So by the time I came to university, I also said I have to help many other people like me to also be so organized in how they find the solutions for their society that I will dedicate my time. I've done my first degree in mathematics, but I'm dedicating my time to discipling and mentoring youth across the world. So I went to Makerere and began that journey. I came back in here. I think the ones I've helped are now in their thousands.
Wow.
I never knew that years later, what I had invested in these young people will be open doors for me to influence society. So right now you can ask me, why is it easy for me to go into Africa Union, to go into other meetings? There are people I invested in when they were at their youthful stage that are now in leadership spaces, and they are the ones opening doors for me. So I found myself then coming and serving as that mentor, coming back and becoming a CEO at a very early age. I think 29 years I was a CEO in the United States Caribbean when I was in Jamaica. And I learned the secret of, if you are a mentor, you must also be a mentee at the same time. There is no way you can have all the solutions.
Yes.
You must have the questions also. So I was surrounded by people who were about my grandfather's age to begin to mentor me and to ask me the right questions. So I learned that if you're going to go into mentoring process, it is not about providing answers, but it's about providing people you are working with to begin to ask the right questions and to begin to introduce yourself as one who is ready, available, and committed to help others. And when they came into your space, you avoided ordinary conversations. And you began to ask conversations about their lives, their destiny. So in this space where we are, this neighborhood, I came as a university student to meet one of those leaders who was a global leader. I can mention his name as Dr. Bill Bright. He's now passed on. So when we went into that space, he told us how he had committed to surrender resources to impact the world as a young person. And he encouraged us as university students of Nairobi to consider a life that will be a life lived for others. I made a commitment that I will be one of those who will put my life on the line for the sake of other generations. And he said, you need to have a proper attitude towards wealth. Do not go after material things as your definition of success, but use material things to impact others. So I learned he was giving me content for mentorship, not only a process, but a content here. So I also made a commitment that I will have a certain relationship with wealth in which it doesn't define me, but I use the wealth to impact society. Later on, I knew I did not fully know what that would do to me. But later on, when I entered the public space where public resources were entrusted to me, I had no appetite to acquire them for myself. I had made commitments of integrity as a youth.
Yes.
And I had been put into a mentoring program, so it became very naturally on what I would do. And so I'm able to walk now without bodyguards out there, because I'm able to move into key spaces without worry, because there are people who poured their lives into me. I saw how I could also pour my life into others. So I discovered that if you are not being mentored, chances are you will not know how you literally could mentor others. So first seek to be mentored before you seek to mentor, is what I discovered from my own journey. Then I'm able to know the blueprint on how I would use, if I am mentoring others, what I would be looking at. The men and women that came into my life were not out there to defend their lives. So I discovered I used to fear things called failure. I used to think that failure is so bad. These men and women taught me that failure is a lesson. It's a resource that you can use to bounce back better and learn to use it. And the people that are in your space, be real to them and begin to open up even your own struggles. For in the struggles is the power for them to know they can overcome. So I moved away from that stereotyping that men don't cry, that men don't show how vulnerable they are, because we will talk about trauma, but I discovered that many people are hurting because they have thought that this is weakness, that should never be revealed, that you should just keep it to yourself. And so people are dying inside. But I was mentored to talk. If I don't have food, I'll come to you. I'll say, Doctor, I don't have food. Yes. You'll say, but you're waziri. Yes. You'll say, how can I say, no, that I'll suspend the titles so that I can survive.
So I can survive again.
Then I can deal with a better title in the future. So there are people, I was just mentioning to you that recently the Africa Union level, the youth identified me as their mentor. Oh, wow. Because when we went into those spaces, they could see a genuine friend who is really committed. When I was to young people, when I was given an opportunity to serve as deputy minister, I also went for the youth as my peers. They were the under 26. Oh, wow. And my PA, who had done a degree in agriculture, whenever I went around the world, I never introduced him as my PA. I introduced him as my colleague, so that he could sit in the same meetings as me and learn. So there are many at Africa Union level. I have them at a country level. I have them at county level. I've done more than 5,000 people in Trans Nzoia, where I come from. And one of the persons, I think your names will be useful in terms of people who are looking at this. I think those who know my PA Rogers or Bomba, they will know that the boy is now been elected as the chair of the alumni for his Meru University.
Wow. Okay.
There is Imbogo Zachary, who has also been my PA. They're under 28. He's now pursuing his PhD as an economist, and we think that he's going far. I have Michael Kimingich that I have mentored. Michael is now the photographer and communications head in Musalia Mudavadi's office. I have also ladies that I have mentored. There are many ladies. Recently, I got an award from Women in Business Group as a leader who has had the most impact in advancing the interests of women in business.
Wow.
So I'm currently now at the US-Korea Alliance Association. I've been chosen as the senior leadership advisor and mentor to help. Actually, this is the largest global movement that is seeking to empower youth in education, in economics and environment. And there's a team flying in tomorrow, on Sunday, that I'll be interacting with as we look at Africa level. I have also just been chosen as a mentor to the Africa Partnership for African Social Governance and Research, which is running a program in 10 countries targeting 30 million women and youth and vulnerable people. So I am now also the advisor and mentor.
Wow.
So I'm mentoring their names of persons. I am mentoring them from the president's level in Africa. I'm doing ministers level, and I'm doing professional think tanks that they've called me to be part of mentor. So I'm happy that there is this global engagement, but also I can point to the local engagement, and so. Just even meeting Waithaka and seeing wonderful things you guys are doing. And with Waithaka, we have identified some project we want to do where in this part of Nairobi. We have identified some young people that are saying, can you mentor us in business?
Yes.
So I have found that mentoring, if you make it a lifestyle, it follows you, even to the toilet. But if you make it a position, then you can suspend it and only use it occasionally.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what I partly why I'm here, because I heard about you. I heard about what you guys are doing, the great work you're doing in an area that many of us struggled with, but we never knew how to get help.
Thank you. Wow. Before I say what I want to say, mumesikia amesema I am Dr. Osambra is a seasoned medical doctor in Humanitarian 22 years. Okay, wachana hiyo. All that I can talk about myself is has a career in TV actor 30 years, medical doctor 22 years, what is it? Humanitarian 13-14 years. One award. Jubilee Insurance an award. One. Nominated for another one. That's it. And then you've heard from his heart to your heart how much he's been able to do. Waziri, that's amazing. Just by being willing to help other people. It's very important to always remember that we are born alone, and I always say to people, you are born alone, you die alone. In between, the born and the die, what are you doing in between? You need to be able to do something, wish to do something, and even try to do something for others around you. Not just your family. It could be a family. It could be just a family member. But be willing and able, when you're able, to do something for somebody else other than yourself, so that you are impacting other people. And as you impact other people, hopefully, it's not for everybody across the board. And there's a misconception that people say you can be whatever you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do. Well, we know it's not true. You can wake up today and declare and decree as much as you want that you want to be the president of this country. You will not be. It's not about what you really want to be. It's about what you strive to be. And sometimes you will be, sometimes you may not be. And as Waziri said correctly, failure is not the end. Failure is just a learning point. That's something I've worked with for many years. I used to struggle with it. I'm told by people I have this level of perfectionism where I want things to be in a very particular way, very structured, a bit of OCD at the same time. So I want things to be in a very particular way. So I used to struggle with failure. And it's something I think genetically or mentally I handed to my children. Because my 3 children struggle when they fail in something, in a class, in something they're doing, even just a game. they really used to struggle. Now I've trained them to not let it bring them down. They really used to struggle when they fail, and they would cry, and they would be not depressed. They would be stressed out for many days. I had to tell them, listen, failure is okay. And I had to, as you talked about vulnerability, I had to open up to my children and tell them, listen, I'm your dad. But there are times I have failed miserably. But what did I do? I picked myself up and learned from that failure, and then did not repeat the same. Whatever lessons I picked with it, from that, I used them. Because I remember in one of the NGOs I worked with for over the last 22 years, I used to keep saying, it is one thing to learn lessons. It's another thing to document them. It is yet another thing to actually implement the lessons learned. Because I work in the UN, and unfortunately, you go and do after action review. You talk about we should have done this, could have done this, could have done this better. And then next project, you're doing the same mistakes because you shelved it, put it somewhere, you tick box, put it somewhere, forget about it, come back the next time, do a similar project, repeat the same mistakes. It's the same for government, it's the same for individuals, it's the same for families. We do something, make a mistake, say we've learned, then repeat. That is useless. You'd rather not have learned. Or you'd rather not have said you learned a lesson, because if you can't implement that lesson you learned to make your life and the lives of people around you better, it is useless. And then in leadership, it's even more important, more paramount to make sure that you are learning lessons at any point, whether with failure or success. Document, did well here, did not very well here, what did we learn from this? Implement, copy and paste the good things. What we didn't do better, how can you make it better? And actually do it. It is the do that makes a difference. We can write all kinds of policies, we can do all kinds of things, but unless we implement them, they're useless. Come into mental health. The reason I got into Broken Souls, which now became a book, then now has become Broken Souls and Healing Network, which is a national PBO that we have put together. We are currently under the registration process. Is because the years I've worked in this sector, medical sector, humanitarian sector, I've always asked one question for the last at least 14 years, 15 years. Where is our support as the responders? Who is helping us when we break mentally? And there's always a very quick response. There's a policy, there's a document, there's this, there's that, there's a plan, there's an idea, there's a concept. I'm like, yeah, good. So when I now fall sick, I go tell the concept, hey, this idea, concept, help me. No, I want somewhere that there is a system that has been put in place with human beings in place that will actually talk to me. So policies are good, but unless they're implemented, they are useless. And that goes to government, that goes to individuals, that goes to family, that goes to organizations, whoever you are out there. Don't just create them. You talked about the levels, the 5 levels of leadership, and you talked about politics, policy, and how do we connect those two. Whoever you are, whether in policy making, whether you're in leadership, whether in management, wherever you are, please don't just develop policies for checking boxes. Develop them for actual implementation, so that they actually they give birth to something that is organic, something that helps people, something that makes a difference in people's lives. There is no need. Then don't waste time if you have no plan to even implement. Don't even waste time. You're wasting time and resources and people's energy and emotions, and then you don't implement. Don't. Or if you do, then take the next step. It's sometimes difficult because there's resources to be put in, there's time to be put in, there's emotions to be put in, and people fear that. People fear putting in the work to actually make a difference. Yo, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a very important.
Part 2, obviously. We need a part 2 of your story because I don't even think we will scratch the surface, but we will try and scratch the surface. Next question was Broken Souls. Couple of questions come with that. Number 1, how did you meet Broken Souls? You talked about you met with Dhaka, and you discussed a few things with him. There's a project that we are currently putting together so that we can help some youth. Wonderful. But now the next question to that is, and you've got the Broken Souls book, so thank you for accepting our book. And of course, mununue zenu, don't go and borrow this book. The reason I'm insisting that they buy is because under the Broken Souls and Healing Network umbrella, what we are trying to do, other than just supporting people to come into a safe space to talk about their trauma, their struggles, and seek support, or at least seek someone to talk to, is that we have psychologists, psychiatrists, mental health experts, therapists, counselors in the network, and spiritual leaders in the network. But in terms of those that will help in mental health expertise, we have some who are doing pro bono.
Yes.
Pro bono, as you know, is good. It's someone giving themselves, reporting themselves to other people, but it's not necessarily, I don't say sustainable. It's not available all the time.
Yes.
Because when someone is doing pro bono, they probably have their main job and then they're giving a bit of time, which is, we appreciate. But the more available experts are those who are going to charge.
Yes.
Understandable again. Please charge. You need to be paid for your work. But now the struggle that most people have is, as we said earlier with you when we were just chatting outside here before the set was ready, is that many people don't even understand that mental health is an issue.
Yes.
Mental health concerns are an issue, number one. Number two, they don't understand that if they have an issue, they can seek help. And number three, that there is somebody who can help them.
Yes.
There are many people who talk about psychology, KAPC, and all that kind of stuff, Kenya Association of Professional Counselors. But where are they?
Yes.
Tangibly, where can you find them? Physically, where can you get that help? Or when you need it? And many people don't understand that. So we have to create awareness. That's where Broken Souls, the book, comes in. Creating awareness. That's where this show comes in, creating awareness. That's where flyers and stickers and posters and all that kind of thing comes into play. Because we need people to understand that mental health is not a mzungu thing.
Yes.
It's not in the movies. It's not vitu ya watu wengine. Yes, si shida za wazungu. You know, as people keep on putting it. Mental health concerns affect everybody. From young children to old people. We've seen people committing suicide from primary school, high school, university, college, and even people in the professional sphere, and retired people. Depression doesn't choose who you are, skin color, wealth, position. It doesn't care. When depression hits, it hits. Stress comes to everybody. How we cope is different. But people need to know there is help. There is support. There is somebody who can listen to them. And I've told this many times. The many times I've treated patients who have come in and have survived suicide or failed suicide, as I did 3 times. The common denominator is someone to talk to was missing. They had no one to talk to. Or the people they talked to disregarded them, insulted them, demeaned them. Whatever it is that you can do negatively towards a person seeking for help was done to them. And they thought, okay, so if I'm this useless that no one else is to me, or I'm disregarded, let me kill myself. So that I take myself out of the equation and I stop bothering you people and I take the pain away from myself. It's that platform for people to be able to safely share their concerns, share their issues, talk about what they go through. Talk about their failures. You said failure is not the end. Failure is just a lesson learned. But someone has to tell. Like people who don't understand that. Like my children didn't understand that. I had to tell them failure is not the end. Failure is a part of life. You failed, you come on, pick yourself up, come to me, let's talk about it. And it allows people to gather that strength to be able to be raised up. So broken souls, there are people who are broken. Broken souls are basically anybody who's struggling with trauma, with pain, with stress, with issues that are bothering them, depression. But we, as broken souls ourselves, we'll understand when you come to us and talk to us. We are creating that network of, we've created a network that is growing slowly by slowly, of people who will be able to sit in a group and be able to just talk to each other, share the pain. And I'll tell you, hey, by the way, you wanted to commit suicide, I've tried thrice. You wanted to do ABCD, I've done that. You failed in business, oh, I've done that many times. You know, I'm still struggling, reeling from some failures in my life that I've never recovered from fully, but I'm trying to. The second part is the challenge, other than not finding someone to talk to, is when you go to a counselor and they're not pro bono, they charge. Like even within us as a network, we have those who charge. The cost can be anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 per session. You may need 10 sessions. So you count that. You talk about 30,000, 200,000 per session for the full session. And depending on what else must be done, you may have to go into hypnosis, you may have to go into these other more complex ideas, and occasionally even go to psychotropic, psychiatry. Again, an added cost. So what we are doing with what we are pushing for sale, the books, the branded merchandise, is to raise funds for the network. So any book you buy, a bookmark you buy, a sticker you buy, branded merchandise, a percentage of that proceed goes into the network, so that we are able to subsidize costs for the people who are coming in and do not have the money to afford either the full payment or part of the payment. At the moment, we don't have much. It's out of pocket, I'll be honest. Out of my pocket, and quite empty. Anyway, the idea is that anybody who comes in, we want to make sure that anybody who needs that support, not everybody needs it. Again, let's talk about the triangle of mental health. Bottom of it is community level, where it's just normal stress. Stress to make out my bigger story. It relieves you, relieves me, or whatever it is. Next level is, you're stressed, but it's too much for you. You've got a burnout. You need maybe a professional to talk to. You let it out, and you may not spend much. Over time, depending on the level of what you're going through as an individual, or people who are going through stressful situations, which is everybody in society. There are those who might need to get psychiatry support and psychotropic. Those are medications that support with mood alterations and kind of mental health drugs that support the mental health space. So that's at the top. The triangle is that way. That is a base, that is the apex. If you flip it over, it will not start. Unfortunately, that's a shortcut. Most people, even in the UN, I was so sad when in the UN, I was supporting Gaza for a year, and I was working at the regional office in Cairo. I was so disappointed when WHO quickly said, we have mental health support. We bring in drugs. I'm like, wait, no. Drugs at the top. That's the top. You start here. Start here where people sit down and just talk. Open a space where people just talk. And because in Gaza, there's stress for every single person. Everybody will hear an explosion. From the child who's just been born to them, say, who is very, very old. Unless they're deaf. And of course, they'll hear the vibration. They'll feel the vibration, or whatever it is. Everybody's stressed. Relieve that stress at this bottom part of the triangle. By the time you get to those people who need drugs, they are the smaller percentage. But when you give everybody drugs, you're basically hiding that problem, not tackling it, and
keeps blowing up.
It keeps blowing up, exactly. And then every day you have people who are on drugs committing suicide, who are on drugs still doing things, who are on drugs who are getting addicted, rather than having this base where you talk to people. And I was sad when WHO was like, yes, we are coming to do mental health support, and we're bringing drugs. Nobody talks about the base. We basically flip it upside down. So the base is at the top. So then we struggle to get and the triangle keeps falling. And you kind of, why is it failing? Why is mental health support failing? Because we flipped it. We're taking a shortcut. Quickly go to amitriptyline, quickly go to melatonin, quickly go to drugs to make people sleep. They don't need drugs to sleep. If you flip it back correctly and we just talk, probably you sleep better today after we've chatted about your stress and I've chatted about mine, because it's relieved. But the moment you leave the stress factor still there, you give someone things to take to get to sleep, they then have nightmares. Then they come back tomorrow for more. It's quite unfortunate. So this, the stuff we sell is to create a base of funding so that we can be able to subsidize costs. People have been asking me, we've done a lot of awareness. The question always is, but Daktari, I can't afford. Or what if I can't afford? If you can't afford, reach out to us. We will, if you need to go to a psychologist, that is not the majority of people. The chats, the talks, the open space where people talk, that clears probably like 60-70% of the stresses and the number of people who need help. They go. The 30%, 40, 50 that remains then might need psychology. Now these, some can go to pro bono. If not available, then they can go to the paid. If you go and you can't afford, then we say, okay, listen, we have 30% of the cost for you. Take it and use it. Then we'll be able to support and make sure that nobody misses out a chance of getting their mental health support. So that is just for you to know why we are doing this, why we are pushing for this, because we need to get as many people into the mental health support space. We are struggling. Everybody struggles. I feel very bad when somebody commits suicide because it tells me there was a loss of communication somewhere. Either they couldn't talk to somebody, or someone couldn't talk to them, or somebody didn't realize what was happening. In most cases, when you see these people posting a post on Facebook, on WhatsApp status, this may be my last day, or when I die, don't bury me here, bury me there. They don't want to die necessarily. That is the only solution they found. When they're posting it, it's a cry for help. And we've seen that recently. There was someone who posted something and we ran, my colleagues ran to go and find that person wherever they were and found them and helped them and got them out. As we speak today, I am so proud to say this lady did not commit suicide as she had planned to or thought, or everybody thought she would, because she was in a very bad state mentally. She's now undergoing mental health support with one of our pro bono counselors, one of our counselors who's supporting for free. And she's in a good space at the moment. But we would have lost her, a very young girl, 22, 23, I guess. Very, very young. But it's because she had no one to talk to. The moment he had someone went to look for her, held her, kept her for a night, talked to her, and then we were like, hey, come talk to me. And I went to Nyeri, talked to her. It opened up her space of understanding. I'm not alone.
Yes.
That's the whole concept behind tackling trauma together. We tackle trauma together. We fight together. We cry together. We laugh together. We walk together. We struggle together until we get you out of that darkness into some light and then into light. It's sometimes it's a tough journey. It's never very easy. I've gone through depression 4 times, tried suicide 3 times, unfortunately. Fortunately, I failed all 3 times. I don't want to repeat exams like that and pass. So it's very important for us to have those spaces, and that's what we are pushing for as a team, as a collective, as a group. And most of us, if not all of us, are riders in the Broken Souls and Healing Network. We are all riders, so that helps us. We have a connective kind of tissue that holds us together. But now back to the question I was asking: are you a broken soul? You have broken soul, so you've heard about us. You saw the T-shirt, you've met us, you've talked to us, you have the book, you have the bookmark. But are you a broken soul? Or are you a healed soul? Or are you a broken soul healing? Or have you healed and you have something to tell us? Now that is for those people from your heart to their heart.
Thank you, Daktari. I may be all of those in the sense that when you take up leadership positions from a very early age, several things happen to you. One is that you have compassion fatigue. You constantly are bombarded by the needs that people have and the capacity that society has to address those needs and where to locate that capacity, you as a leader. I have served both in Africa and outside of Africa. I have come into Africa and seen how the continent is blessed with resources. I have looked at Africa's GDP and seen at how it is dismal. I have gone and checked, for example, when you look at the whole of Africa's economy, the GDP is at $2.5 trillion. That is a half the GDP economy of California, the whole continent. I have sat in meetings where I thought we could have an African voice accentuated. Then I go to a bank that bears our name as Africa, that has 81 membership with 54 African countries and 27 non-African countries. I have looked at how much investment the African countries have put into that bank. It is dismal. I have gone into meetings where I thought that for the first time I'm coming into this meeting representing Kenya to speak on matters Africa, and we are going to speak as Africans, only to find that our voice is very small because our investment in the bank is not that big. So these are some of the burdens that we carry as leaders in our own hearts. I have been at the center of driving transformation projects across the continent, across the East Africa region, and across Kenya. But gone back home to my village and seen brokenness that sends me regret as to whether I should have concerned myself about the continent or I should have stayed in the village to fix those issues. These are some of the issues that we don't sometimes as leaders know who to tell. We don't know whether they will believe us. I have gone into spaces and seen tremendous impact being made by government. But I have found Kenyans, for this matter, who are so clueless, so ignorant, but they seem to be so much aware and convinced that they know the truth. And when the truth is far from what they know, and you have to live with this reality that you are dealing with a people that look like they are obstinate. They don't understand the key issues. For example, at one time, what gave me pain was the fact that at the Africa Union level, Kenya had been identified as, Kenyan president had been identified as the one to drive champion infrastructure as a champion president for the continent. Kenya had also been blessed to have a high representative for infrastructure development as a Kenyan. And Kenya was looking for a model to build her ports, modern ports. And Dubai had been identified as one such. So when these three leaders met in Kenya and Mombasa, Kenyans said they have met to sell the ports, frustrating a conversation that could have helped this country. So I have seen the challenge of what I am now saying, sensationalism taking over my country. As a leader, I have cried sometimes because I look at what is the future. If we can package politics to be more chongwano than creating an environment where people allow truth, facts to guide the nation. But as a leader, as a policymaker, as an intellectual, as a thinker, I live with that burden. To a level where you almost want to say, is it worth it? Is it worth it being in a space, working so hard and dedicating your life to a space that does not appreciate and is not about to change? And somehow is using sensationalism to frustrate what could have positioned the country or the continent. So yes, I am a broken soul. I am a healing soul. I am a healed soul in some of the areas. As I come to terms with Eric, you are part of society. Identify what it is that you are supposed to do in your generation. Identify who you can do it with. And begin to leave a mark for others to build around that. So it's a conversation that I look at like a back home. You know, we are talking real stuff, okay? So I look at back home Western. I entered Treasury and we had sent 20 billion shillings in 10 years. So 2 billion per year. Working with our team at Treasury and looking at priorities under the leadership of the president and others, within 8 months, we improved disbursements to that area to 10 billion per year. Yeah. So what was done in 10 years, we did it in 2 years. But now when you go home, you are considered as a failure because you did not attend certain funerals and because you did not answer somebody's call or because somebody came to the office but you are not there to receive them and therefore they have rated you as a failure. And so you walk through life with contradictions where the international community looks at you as a top guy, successful fella, worth emulating, but your own space considers you as a failure and you must live with the contradictions. So that is the life of a leader. Where do you draw the strength? For me, I draw the strength from God, who encourages me. I draw the strength from the remnant. There are always people out there who believe in you. And I thank God that I have many leaders who believe in me, who know my spirit, who know my heart, and that have always stood by me. I have also come to discover if you're a man, you need to have very good ladies in your space. Okay? Your aunties and others who will come and soothe you with words, sometimes with even gifts and just calls and messages of hope that help you to move through. I have a very good spiritual support from my pastors and others that I'm able to provide, shape me there. And so because of this experience, Daktari, I am now, my mentoring has taken a different slot because I'm able to deal with leaders who are going through what I may have gone through. And I'm able to tell them it is okay. And I'm able to tell them, you don't have to explain yourself in this current generation. Let history be the one. When issues come out, don't run all over trying to justify yourself, but do the right thing. And if what they have said is true to some extent, correct and make adjustments. Become better, but don't become bitter. Yes. Yes.
Become better, don't become bitter.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Yes.
So before I came to this podcast, and the podcast had begun, I was just talking about myself, my experiences as a humanitarian, the book, trying to like build an audience for the book. I had no plans of doing anything bigger with it. It was just me having fun, and, just having a chat. So YouTube and TikTok and the like, doing my jokes as a comedian and stuff like that. One day when I met Waithaka at the organic farmers market, just randomly I was walking, and then I'm like, I saw his wife. I'm like, wait a minute, I know you too.
Yes.
And we hadn't met for many years. And then he heard the story. I gave him a copy of the book, which his mom took from him. As we were talking in that same space, he's like, wait, why don't you do a documentary? It had never crossed my mind. Because for me, again, similar, I think you've gone through the same. There's that, it's not imposter syndrome. It's kind of imposter syndrome. I don't see why my story should be anything more than this. This was me being vulnerable. As you said, a leader should be vulnerable, should be able to open up and let people see that they're also human, so that even those we are mentoring can see that they should be human, they can be human, and there's nothing wrong with going through whatever you're going through. I had never seen this becoming more than just a book. Let people read, let people understand, let the UN, the governments, the NGOs understand mental health, support people. But Waithaka saw something way beyond what I was seeing. And usually I always tell people, when you are in the driver's seat, you're only seeing the road. You don't have the time to look at the map. That's why you have a navigator. In Raleigh, you have a navigator who tells you now, turn left, turn right, and you just believe that navigator. So Waithaka became my navigator. Those around me became my navigators, and were able to help see the bigger picture, much bigger than what I was seeing, and begin to guide. And I'm pretty sure maybe that's what you've gone through. Talked about your father and your mother seeing that leadership skill in you and ability when you're still a small child, and over time you built it, and people built it around you, and those support structures were there. It's very important to build community that understands what you're doing, community that understands the vision, that wants to work with you, community that will be there with you even when you don't want to be there. When I was in Sudan recently in the mission in Tawila, I woke up one day and I'm like, I'm done. The same thing, you ask yourself, why am I even doing this? One of my moments with depression was when I had just done my I was running a charitable organization that I had set up called Chekam to Yaishi. We were buying equipment for hospitals, room heaters, taking to hospitals, to maternity, to theater, to basically support newborns, build their initial warmth just after they're born, or the children who are in the neonatal units, so that they don't get pneumonia, don't get hypothermia. And I was using comedy and my knowledge as a doctor to create that awareness and raise funds and do the donations. And we did quite a big thing. To the point, that's when I got the award I talked about, the Jubilee Insurance Samaritan Award, the GISA Award. That's when I was on basically every media you could talk about. I was on the internet, I was on TV, I was on radio, I was interviewing, everywhere. But then my own house was collapsing. My own family was collapsing. Things were not working out at all. And that day I told myself, I'm done. And I actually wanted to commit suicide. And I tried. An interesting story. You will see in the book. Waziri, I can mention to you. Don't listen to this part. This is me and Waziri. So I tried. I had a very stupid idea. And I told myself, I'll go into the middle of the CBD, get drunk. I didn't have money. I was so broke. I didn't have money enough to drink what I wanted to drink. And go get drunk. And that was the time where there was this whole thing about bouncers beating people up and killing them, or leaving them for dead. So I wanted to take advantage of that. But my idea was, I get beaten up by a bouncer and I die. So when I go to heaven, I'm like, see, you saw I was killed. You saw, they beat me up. So the plan was go to town after midnight, get drunk in the CBD specifically, because that's where there had been so many scandals of bouncers beating people. And get killed. So I went to the bus stop around 11:30 in the night. I had $250, I remember. There was a jeans trouser a colleague of mine had made for me. I paid for it though. So it was in my back pocket. I knew. Blue, purplish pair of jeans. Back pocket, I knew I was going to town. $250 was enough to get me into town. 11:30, drink, and then say I can't pay, get beaten up and killed. So I stood at the bus stop up to midnight. Border people waiting, they went away. Everybody went away. I was waiting specifically for a bus. The small minivans were going to OTC. I didn't want that. I wanted to go to the CBD. So the CBD is the buses. Waited up to around 12:30 in the night. Everybody gone. I was alone. Then I saw this bus coming, the last bus I think from Kiambu all the way to town. I'm like, basi inakuja. Checked my money, nothing in the pocket.
Yes.
So I touched that, nothing. I looked my jacket, I lost the money. So I thought maybe someone pickpocketed me.
Yes.
I said, okay, so I can't go to town. Sawa. That time, the Ndego was very dangerous.
Yes.
So I walked back into the coffee plantations, knowing I would be killed. There had been a lot of killings in those areas. And I walked deep into the Ndego, hoping someone would attack me and kill me.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I would see 3 people approaching and I'm like, yes, these are the ones. And they would cross the road. Another group would cross the road. I'm like, okay. So I walked 1 hour into the bush, about 1.5 hours. Nothing happened. I walked back and thought, okay, now coming back, they will find me. Same thing happened. Another group of people crossed the road away from me. Maybe they thought I was the bad one. They shouldn't attack me. I mean, it's strange to find an individual walking around at 3 in the morning, just by themselves, nothing. And I was really hoping. And so I got back home and I cried the rest of the night. I got home at 4 in the morning, cried up to 6 in the morning. I couldn't understand why I couldn't be allowed to just die because I was done. Everything was going right in public. I was already Baba Boy on the households of Kawangware. I was engineer Odhiambo Olude on Hapa Kule News. Done the Everready Watchman already by that time. I was famous-ish, but I had no money. I was doing charity work across the country, doing all these things, all newspapers. I had nothing for my family. I couldn't buy diapers for my children. I couldn't buy food for my family. I couldn't pay rent. I had not paid rent for 9 months. Everything that could go wrong had gone wrong. Yet I looked like all this very well put together person. And when it didn't happen, I cried up to 6. Eventually just told myself, you know what, by the way, common sense hit. You've been in somebody's house for 9 months without paying rent. He's never chased you out. He never auctioned you. I had even offered to give him all my furniture and just leave. Everything. And he said, no, Daktari, you sell it. Whatever money you get, bring it to me. Well, eventually he told me, Daktari, I had faith in you, I had no problem. You would have just given me the money later. I had no concerns. I told him, no, but it's your house, it's your investment, you're paying mortgage or whatever it is that he was doing. So I eventually moved out to a smaller house right across the road. I told him, you see there, that's where I am. I had paid him 3 months. I still have 6 months arrears. I'm living there, that Mabati. If I don't pay you, find me there. He said, Daktari, you go. I know you will pay me one day. So he was a very supportive, Mr. Gitango was very, very supportive as a landlord. Eventually, I got an Ebola job. That morning, I applied for any Ebola job I could find. 2014, around September. I applied for any Ebola job I could find. Anything that was medical, clinical, even if it was just hand washing training. And I got a job with West Africa to go and do Ebola response. My plan now was, which I just told people recently, was to go and get Ebola and die. Because Ebola had that Ebola strain had 80% death rate. So I knew I would be among the 8 that would die. And doctors had died a lot. Unfortunately, so many people lost their lives. So I was hoping I would get infected and die there. But the thing was, the money that they would have paid me would have then supported my family for some time. So I was looking at my family like, you know what, as if my children have some diapers for at least 3, 4, 5 months after I go. I failed. So that did not work out.
You got the Ebola?
I didn't get Ebola. I treated people, came back, I never got Ebola. None of the team got Ebola. I was very focused on everybody not getting Ebola, but hoping
you will get
a mistake would happen and then I would get it. I never got it. So I went through that spate of depression and it got me into a very bad space, but I was able to come out of it. Later I got 2, 3 other bouts of depression, and tried to kill myself. I will not go into the details of that. That's 1 year from now. I tell you why that happened. Part of it is in the book, but in a very small bit. It's been a struggle. As you said, you are doing so much. You don't see appreciation and you don't even feel like you're doing enough for your people. As much as you're doing, but somehow there's always someone. And you say there's always fall back on those people who support you. There'll always be someone who supports you and gives you an encouraging message, tells you something nice, even just thank you. Not all the time, but sometimes it comes. And that you hold on to that small glimmer of light, hold on to it and keep on holding until you get into the actual light, because we need help, we need support. Now, talking about leadership, so that we come, as we come into the end of this session today, I've been approached, or our team, my colleagues have been approached in other parts of the country by leaders. In this particular case, they've been chiefs of the villages, sub-chiefs of the villages, who sometimes have seen a lot of stuff happening. deaths, have had to collect bodies of children, have had to collect, have had to go and deal with the case of sodomy or sexual assault, rape of a child, and a child is infected in every part of the body because the person who did it was infected and spreading it to children. And they've seen so much, but they have nowhere to go to. I don't know if you may know, because this would help if there is a body that is available to support these leadership positions in dealing with mental health issues, because we discussed it just before we started the interview, that a lot of the leaders struggle. And sometimes we forget, as the common mwananchi, so to speak, that leaders are also humans. They are not superhumans or not supervillains. And sometimes we are detached. We're like, huyu ni mheshimiwa, achana naye, hana shida. Au mheshimiwa acha umie. Mimi nikipata mheshimiwa nitamuua, nikipata naumia. Because there's so much disconnect between, as you said, the policy makers and the people who are being made policies for. Those are the people who are in the pain or that need that support, or the policies to work for them. And sometimes we look at leaders, political or non-political, or in the security sphere, or whatever leaders we are, we're looking at. Even in organizations, you look at the people like, hawana shida. You don't know what everybody has a struggle. They may be different, they may be bigger, they may be smaller. But two things that I would want to hear from, that we would want to hear from you is, for the leaders, they may be political, they may be in government, generally non-political, but in government, technocrats. They may be now the chiefs, the heads of police, heads of the military, whoever it is. From your experience, or maybe what they've told you, how much trauma do they struggle with? How much pain do they struggle with? And where do they let it out? Because that outlet is the main thing. That outlet is where Broken Souls comes about. That outlet is what we're about. The outlet. Many people keep it in. It blows up. 2 weeks ago, there's a police woman who unfortunately shot herself to death. About a month or two ago, there was a KDF soldier who shot himself to death. And we've had many. Someone shot the wife, shot the husband, shot the children, shot themselves, things like that. I've had a woman who told me, mimi nitaiua watoto wangu, I'll kill my children, then kill myself. Because when I die, I don't want them to suffer. She was going through so much, so much. So in the leadership sphere, from what you have experienced over the years, because you worked more now with the administrative level of the government, how much pain, how much trauma are they struggling with that they've told you? What's their outlet? And what would you say needs to be done?
Okay. Yeah, the leadership positions are 5. There is a time when they are leading from behind. Then there's a time they go and lead from beside. Then they go and lead from among. Then they go and lead from the front. And they come and lead from above. Those 5 positions, leaders are in different shapes as you go. The big bulk of the leaders lead from among. They are part of the society pain. They are part of society experiences in the villages. The issues that are happening affect them. And they struggle. One is because they are expected to help society to find answers. But they don't even have answers for themselves. So they have a struggle that is huge. There is a book, a paper I wrote called Leading While Bleeding. And I see some other leaders have gone ahead to write books more. So this concept of we have been called to lead even while we ourselves are bleeding is the reality. So how do you help a bleeding leader? Where is this case? The case is with David in the Bible. David is leading, but from among his own house, an enemy of the country has emerged. And the army has gone after the enemy and killed the enemy, who happens to be David's son. So David is taking time to mourn the death of his son, but he is being told, you need to get out there and encourage the soldiers. If you don't encourage them, by evening, there will be nobody left. And so David has to guard his loin, get out and deal with the pain of a lost son so that he can encourage a nation. So that concept of leading while bleeding, I encourage the leaders that they need a support mechanism that point them to those realities, that it is not always rosy, but they need to guard their loins, get out and encourage the army for the sake of the nations that they lead. So I'm very happy with Broken Souls because it becomes as a tool that can be used in creating safe space for conversations where these leaders download their issues that are happening. Yes. I know there is intention, for example, the police service is intention to see how to deal with these trauma issues and mental health. I have been privileged to also engage the National Police Service Commission. I've seen in their plan, they have a plan on how they can roll out this issue of mental health. And many entities in Kenya, I see they have that because I think people who are on the front line, mostly the interior and coordination, who are helping with the national administration, they are encountering these particular challenges heavily as they're on the forefront. Yes. I know those also in the medical space, as you're witnessing people die in your hands. And there are issues there. I think they're also on that space. I see pastors also, those who are in faith community. They themselves also need to have that particular support mechanism. Yes. Because there's a sense in which it is medical, and there's a sense in which it is social, and there's a sense in which it is spiritual. Yes. Exactly. So we cannot pretend that simply because you're a Christian or you're a Muslim that you have automatically become a doctor. Exactly. No, you need those structures. So my encouragement for Broken Souls is to become available and then to engage structurally, to engage with the key institutional structures, engage their leaders, and engage what you have, what you bring on the table, and how it can be put together to accelerate. I see also the aid workers, humanitarian agencies. They need that. Yes. I remember when I was serving in humanitarian space for some time, and Kenya went through a crisis, and we were feeding 1,000 people in Nakuru every day. I had to be taken out of the country into Uganda, trained in peace process and reconciliation, and come back and work with other leaders to create Hope for Kenya Forum. We created Hope for Kenya Forum to strengthen the faith community so that they could begin to be agents of healing during that very turbulent time that the country was going through. Yes. So there is always help for institutions like Broken Souls. At the time, the Duke University Center for Reconciliation is the one that took me in the United States, and we were able to run the Great Lakes Peace Initiatives, focusing on this area. So we now need to be aware of these institutions, these structures, and these resources. What you are doing here needs encouragement. I'm thankful for the many partners, many people who are buying the books so that they make it possible for you. But I think a program like this needs more support. Okay, it needs more support, more conversation at policy level, at different levels, so that people can see how we can help save society. Yes. People don't have to die the way we are losing our people. True. Our human resources. No, we can build a better, more cohesive society by latching onto what Broken Souls and others are doing. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Waziri. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the encouragement. It's very encouraging to hear from you as a leader on what it is that we should do better as a group, as a country, as a collective. Two final questions. One, do you have a charity project that you are doing or that you are tied to or that you would want to do as a person? Two, tied to that, are you a motorbiker or are you a pillion, a passenger? Or are you a motor enthusiast, a car enthusiast? Which of those? So charity, and what is your enthusiasm in terms of...
charity, I have, but I can always add as God gives me capacity. Yeah, there is always one more thing we can do out there to help. And so I'm open to see what we can do. Bikes, I failed so many times when I was a child. I resolved never to ride a bicycle. But motor vehicle, yes, I have motor vehicles. Yes, I like from here I'm driving somewhere. So I like to. I think better when I'm on the free range driving. Yes, that's true. But down the line, I have this dream that I will become a biker. Wow! I've lost this weight. I've done this training. So next thing I think I want to do. I admire you guys when you're riding bicycles. So I think that we can do a major campaign, bringing together Machakos, Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado, the metropolis. Ride bikes and raise money for charity. Yes.
You're saying
thank you.
You're saying the right thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, as a segue into that, you talked about riding, biking, and that. We have something called Riding for Hope and Riding for Dignity. Riding for Hope Africa is a collective that we've come together as bikers, motorbike riders, to create hope for Africa, to make a difference, to make a change in Africa, a positive change that will help us as Africans build our own dignity. Riding for Dignity is a ride that we're doing in October of this year. Basically, for those who don't know, we want to make sure that 50 schools in 5 counties have a minimum of 10,000 pencils, 10,000 pens, 10,000 erasers, 10,000 sanitary pads for the dignity of girls and for the mental health well-being of children who do not have these things, so they don't struggle. So yes, riding, very important. We are using it for charity. We are not just riding for a reason. Waziri, parting shot from you, from your heart to the people, what would you have to tell them in closing?
In closing, that leadership is a calling. Leadership is not personal. It's a community resource that we are given to help transform society. But in order for us to be effective leaders, we need to always make sure we are becoming better and not bitter.
Wow, powerful. Better, not bitter. From me, kama kawaida, umoja, ubuntu, we all bleed red. Support each other. Rasta dog out. Waziri out.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Part 2 lazima.